All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome on into the Hat Creek Interior Studios. That's hatcreek.us for the website. Showroom in Lubbock, there on 10101 South Slide Road. You don't have to own a ranch to live like it. Check out their great Western furniture, and they ship to you wherever you may be. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight on a Monday here. What do we got tonight? Well, Zed's dead, and so are Tortillas. Tortillas are dead at Texas Tech, proclaimed by Texas Tech Director of Intercollegiate Athletics Kirby Hocutt today at the Monday press conference. You knew it was coming. I'm glad it's happened. Now you got to get over it. And we're going to find out who the fans are and who the winners are and who the selfish people are. Because winners sacrifice for a goal. Selfish people, they don't care. Perfect time for Oklahoma State to come to town, no doubt. We have that. We have I think one of the big questions for me this weekend: do you play Baron Morton? He's still day to day, or do you say, you know what? If we can't beat if we can't beat Will Hammond, if we can't beat Oklahoma State as 38-point favorites without Morton and with Hammond, what do we do? Good, bad, and ugly recaps of the weekend, the stuff you liked, the stuff you hated, the stuff that was so ugly you had to turn away. And then our NFL topic tonight. I give you one offense the rest of the year for your NFL team. The re-emerging Kansas City Chiefs with their Rashee Rice, and man, they looked good yesterday. Or the Dallas Cowboys. Who would you take and why? Better offense. You tell me. All right, get in on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line tonight. That's the grocery store that takes care of Texas Tech and West Texas, as opposed to another one that takes care of your money and sends it down south and puts it on things in Austin. I think you know what we're talking about. Hold on. Product placement. There we go. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day with us every day on the site, theraiderland.com. Our Raiderland hot links, fresh, hot, every morning. The best links brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. West Texas legends for generations. Can they handle your meat processing? Yes. Bring them that deer. Bring them that beef. You know what? Do they have great jerky? Do they have great beef? Do they have cheese? They have all of that. Jackson Brothers. Hit them up on Facebook. Tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland and sponsoring what I think is a lot of fun every morning, the Raiderland Hot Links. Also brought to you by the official chiropractor of Raiderland. That's Kevin McAlpin and McAlpin Chiropractic here in Lubbock. Admit it, you overdid it this weekend. You got a little too frisky. You swung too hard on the golf course. You worked too hard out there in the yard. All of those things. He can help you out. He'll make it happen. It's Kevin McAlpin. Tremendous Raiderator. He's worked with high-level Texas Tech athletes for decades. Extreme, paintless, dent repair. They're good. They're really good. They're on North Frankfort. If you got a vehicle that still has some hail damage or just whatever kind of damage, please talk to our friends at Extreme PDR. I like saying PDR. It's kind of cool. All right, let's get it going tonight. Your comments, your questions here from the Hat Creek Interior Studios. It's the daily broadcast here in Raiderland. Tortillas are dead. We're all good with this, right? We needed this to happen. It needed to go away. Kirby Hocutt making the announcement today, and I think one of the best things that Hocutt did is he more or less, he owned it. He apologized. He said, I leaned into this prior to the season, and this is why we can't have good things. We can't have nice things. Because he tried to give some people, the immature, the the emos out there, their little playground, and it didn't work. And he owned it today, and that was a great thing. But it's done. There's no more tossing at kickoff. There's no more tossing anything. You will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, whatever that may be, I hope. So your thoughts on that. Meanwhile, we can talk Texas Tech football on the field. I'm still just mystified by the offensive game plan. And Mac Leftwich today, he talked about it, and running Hammond too much and not this and that. Okay, what still, you're just nuts. And I'm going to bail out the young Mac Leftwich and say, hey, Joey, where were you? Where were you in the second quarter or halftime saying, run the freaking ball with Cameron Dickey? As bad as a game Leftwich called, it still goes back to your head coach, right? 100%. Joey, you got to take ownership. I used to talk about this with Cliff Kingsbury. You got to take ownership of the whole team all the time, at all times. You cannot defer. You can't go, hey, we hired this guy. He's really smart and everything. No. At a certain point, you're 50 years old and you walk down there and you get in his face and say, run Cameron Dickey. It's not hard. It's just not hard to do. All right, let's get some comments going. Play Morton or not this weekend? I think that's an interesting question. What would you do and why? James gets us going on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook. On our YouTube channel, again, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Give us thumbs up, share and invite people in. Have some fun tonight. We want 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the night. You can make it happen. Jeff, tortillas are dead. Long live the tortillas. With a little butter, and everything else. Alan, thank God. Thank gas. Thank gas. The tortillas are dead. Here's the gas. We knew it would take something crazy to get it stopped. It was gas. And now the hashtag can be 16-0. Kirby Hocutt voting with the rest of them. James, I'll take the Chiefs offense first and the Patriots offense second. Wow, old Drake May and the Patriots and everything else, and people talking about him for MVP and everything else. Culture matters. Jerry needs to learn that. I'm talking specifically offense, because specifically offense right now, the Cowboys offense is percolating. Now, they have a tendency to do that for stretches of time when Prescott's healthy and, everything else. But, hey, this Cowboys offense right now is really good. The defense is still really substandard, yesterday notwithstanding. But who would you take? The Chiefs on the rise a little bit. You got Worthy healthy. You got Rice healthy. Mahomes has been just on target this year, like better than he's ever been in his whole career. Like catchable pass stats, he's better maybe than he's ever been. Chris, I'm also confident, he says, that some fans will self-police the idiots that still insist on throwing tortillas. I agree. I endorse fan-on-fan violence this weekend. If somebody's stupid enough to try to, one, get the tortillas through, then throw it, beat the ever-living hell out of them and turn them over to the appropriate people in a lime green vest or with a badge on their chest. Whatever works, And if for the idiot fans out there who think they can throw it and not get caught, they had video of a pocket knife on a sideline. Not great. They'll have video of you in the stands throwing it. And you'll be barred, you'll be ejected, you'll be barred from going to any Texas Tech sporting events the rest of the year. And I hope if you're a student that you're kicked out. I really do. That if you're a student and you do that, I hope you get kicked out. He's Jeff. He's on our YouTube channel. Start Hammond this weekend, but only if you have a better game plan. Well, the game plan is running backs first, Hammond third. Running backs first, passing second, Hammond third. That's the offensive game plan. Now, of course, against Oklahoma State, it's probably not going to matter, which is why I'm asking the question tonight. Do you just sit there and say, if you got to have Baron Morton to beat Oklahoma State at this point as a 38-point favorite, can you really go beat Kansas State, BYU, UCF, and West Virginia? That if you have to have him, or if he's still, and he's day-to-day today, he is day-to-day, then let's just say, hey, take another week off, get 100% ready, because the Texas Tech band, and those of you from West Texas will understand this. The going band from Raiderland tonight needs to be practicing, learning how to play, and cranking it out every game from here on out the theme from Hawaii Five-0, right? I know some of y'all will get the reference. They need to play the theme from Hawaii Five-0. Great West Texas high school tradition. Because you got to go 5-0 to get to the Big 12 title game to ensure that. You got to go 5-0, I think, to win any sort of weird tiebreaker you're going to have. You got to go 5-0. And you ought to be able to beat Oklahoma State with Will Hammond. Otherwise, this whole program is not anywhere near I think they are. His name is Jack. He was a showgirl. No, Jack on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Now that Texas Tech has gone full boat Tortilla shutdown, I think we get a 15-yard penalty, but not the $100,000 fine. Good call. Good thoughts there. That you can go back to the conference now and say, we're doing everything we can. We're not trying to endorse this. And you put the conference in a bad spot. And this is where Texas Tech fans are really selfish. Hey, we want we want to be able to throw our stuff on the field. But if Colorado throws stuff or Kansas throws stuff or who, name it, throw stuff on the field, they ought to get nailed. But not us. It's a tradition. Not really a tradition. Never was. So by doing this, a good move by Kirby Hocutt to sit there and say, hey, we're trying, we're doing what we can to help. Now, there are going to be some idiots, some selfish people, some people who care more about themselves than the team they supposedly support. And that's why we, advocate violence being visited upon them. Not really, but maybe a little bit. Chris is on Facebook. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Yeah. Chris, exactly. Buck stops at Joey with that offense and puny punt formation. Ridiculous. It was a bad punt formation, but it's also weak effort on that. So it goes all the way around. And then we get it to Kenny Perry and say, okay, hey, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? And I like Kenny Perry. I think Kenny Perry's a very good coach. Running backs, special teams, all the way around. Yeah, what are we doing this? Every now and then, the problem with special teams is you have a lot of time during the week to get too cute. Do not be cute with special teams. The mantra for special teams should be simply this: do nothing to get us beat. Do nothing that would jeopardize what we're doing offensively and defensively. If we happen to get a return, if we happen to get a nice punt, if we happen to do whatever, but don't do anything that can get us beat. Special team coaches are creative. They want to do all these fun things. It's a playground for coaches. Special teams is a playground. If you're a head coach listening to me right now, a young head coach in your 20s, in your 30s, a young coach, remember this: do nothing, do no harm on special teams. Just execute the basics. Flip the field. That's all I need. Catch the punt. Don't let it roll. It rolls an average of 17 yards on an unfielded punt. Kickoff, end zone, don't return. They're giving you free yardage right now. But what if we had a return? But what if we did? Do you know how hard you have so many limited opportunities on special teams? 1 out of 3 is going to be bad. It's going to totally erase the 2 good you might get. And you're probably only going to get 1 good if you get a good. So that's 1 out of 3. That's dumb football. Jason, he's on a YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube, where we want 1,000 subscribers by the end of the night. Morton needs to play somewhere between 3 and 5 series, doesn't he? Why? He doesn't need rhythm. He's been around forever. He needs no rhythm going to Kansas State. He needs to be healthy. He doesn't need any rhythm. He's not a new player. He's played all year. No, he didn't need rhythm. Got rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get rhythm. Maybe it wasn't just Kitley that wouldn't run the damn ball. Well, up to now, Mac Leftwich has run the damn ball. He just went nuts. He went stupid this weekend. He overthought it. He watched that Utah tape. He looked at what they did, and he knows that Will Hammond is a great quarterback. But a great quarterback only, in my opinion, runs really well when he's the third or tertiary threat. Running backs first, passing the ball second, and now a quarterback who can run can gash you. Chris, I'm not old enough to remember the clickers, but those sound like fun. Really? Those are in the late 80s, early 90s. They're the little Thunder Flash Thunder clickers from World War II. It's a little plastic thing. They got a metal deal in it. You click it and you go. And it sounded like a host of locusts, a plague, a biblical plague, really, descending upon Jones Stadium when they get those third down clickers going during the Spike Dykes era. I can't believe you can't remember those. They were insanely loud and annoying when you get, 35, 40,000 people doing it. I can't imagine what it would sound like with 60,000 because you never had more than 35 or 40,000 for most games during that era. And they were loud. I'm getting attacked again by gnats tonight. Meanwhile, back on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line, Michael, I was at the game on Saturday. It was really loud. Does the crowd noise affect play call? No, it doesn't affect play call. It affects snap, but it doesn't affect play call. Also cool seeing DTD on the sideline. Rabbit in there. Yeah. United Supermarkets will need to restate quarterly earnings based on the tortilla deal. Yeah. Amen. Cowboys have a serviceable running back now. It helps. Yeah, and he's actually had a better year than I expected coming over from Denver. He was the least productive running back they had in their stable. That's why they really didn't make an effort to retain. The offensive line has been better than I thought for the Cowboys. But I'll ask you again, you can have one offense the rest of the year for your favorite team, Cowboy offense or Chiefs offense. The emerging Chiefs offense with Rashee Rice and Worthy healthy and what we saw yesterday. Let's see, Jay is on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. 1,000 subscribers by the end of the night. Some say it's possible. I think they've decided quarterback after the game. Morton will be ready today, day to day. Will again. Ready to play and starting are two different things. So last week it was day-to-day, emergency quarterback only, street clothes. Okay. He wasn't going to play no matter what, I don't think. But you fulfilled the letter of the law with the conference requirements on injury reporting. This week, day-to-day, you say that again. I don't think that necessarily means that he won't play, but the question to me is, should he play? Would you play him? Based on a 5-game stretch, and the first one is not a free space, but if you can't beat Oklahoma State without him, I mean, really, you're going to go win the next 4? But that you've got to have him 100% going to K-State, BYU, UCF, Western. You got to have it, right? So my opinion today on a Monday would be to pat him on the head and say, work your butt off this week, help Will Hammond get better, and we don't want to see it till we go to Manhattan. That's where I would be today. Why would we do that? Because you're not in we need to get bowl eligible. We need to get a win. No, it's all or nothing right now. It's 5 or nothing. Are you saying that if Tech doesn't go to the Big 12 title game or, doesn't win 11 games or 10 games, the year is bad? Yep, that's what I'm saying. You weren't built. This team was not built. This team was not created to do anything other than that until you can't do anything other than that. So play it that way. Jared, if we can find cell phones in schools to confiscate, we can find tortillas in a stadium. By God, I think you're right. Everybody give Jared Thumbs up on that comment. I agree. I could click over and find out what we're seeing with the Baker Mayfields and the Lions. It's still 7-0. Well, it was 7-0 when we started. Not very good. Get on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line. Joseph on Facebook. That's like a Broadway play, right? Joseph on Facebook. I would start Hammond and let Morton heal up another week. If we can't overcome a few bad plays against a team like Oklahoma State, we have bigger issues than a hurt quarterback. My man, preaching and saying what I'm saying. There you go. This feels like we're playing some woeful Kansas teams from years past. There probably were. I don't know, and I haven't had time to look, and somebody knows and might be able to find out. In the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, I don't recall Texas Tech being a 38-point favorite over a conference opponent, over a Big 12 opponent. I mean, that's a huge number in non-conference when you're playing, FCS, FBS. What are we in? I don't even know. Whatever. D2 schools. That's I don't remember a number like that in conference play. Meanwhile, James is on Facebook. I'd start Hammond with the running backs being the first option, the second option, wide receivers being the third option. Hey, I will give Mac Leftwich credit for this, and I, absolutely lambasted him and hammered him, and I did it because I love you, Mac. I think you're a really good coach. You're a really good young coach, and you're better than what you showed the other day. And I put a lot of it. The more I went back and looked at it on Joey McGuire not coming down there and hitting you upside the head, knocking your headset off. Said, what the hell are you doing? 263 yards a week ago. Run the freaking ball with Cameron Dickey. Yeah, I make it the third option. That if you really want your quarterback to be just lethal, you make them account for everything else first, then they can account for him. Arizona State realized fairly early on who's the guy, who do we have to account for? In a bad run defense. They're a bad run defense. Watch the rest of the year. They're a bad run defense, Arizona State. But even a bad run defense, when you tell them, well, this is going to be our first go, they get on you. We got about another 5 minutes. Got to kick out a little bit early tonight. Going to hang out with Jack Johnson, Carl Johnson on Twitter. Monday Night Football coming up. We're going to be talking all sorts of sports wagering, sports betting, and cool stuff, and what the books need, and why they build, casinos and stuff with your money. At Jack Johnson coming up after this thing's done. The last Big 12, Oklahoma State won was Bedlam 2023, and that was in 2023 they're in a Big 12 title game. They're great, and now, golly, what a precipitous fall. Those of you from Muleshoe can look up precipitous later on tonight. Jerry, Tech student section should have a Be a Man, I'm 40 dress up contest. Those days are so long gone. He's not there. How about this? Be a man. Don't throw a tortilla. How about that? Be a man. Don't throw food. That'd be a good shirt, I think. J50, what you needed, what Mojo needed back in the day of pre-woke and everything. That's right. We're going back, and okay, so Jay gets there first. Raiderland, going band from Raiderland, play the theme from Hawaii 5-0. 5-0. If you want to be in the Big 12 title game, you want to go to the conference championship game, you want to be in the college football playoff, you got to go 5-0. Back in the day, my era of Texas high school football, you had to go 5-0 in the postseason to win the state championship. Permian, Mojo, they would only play the theme from Hawaii 5-0 during the postseason, during the playoffs. They didn't play it during the regular season. So we need to get We need to get the going band on the Hawaii 5-0 thing started this weekend. You got to go 5-0. They're like in between the first and second quarter. You get them drums going. Dun 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 with Wofat and whatever Jake. That you got to go 5-0. So roll it out. I know some people who watch this show. You're tight with the going band from Raiderland. You know people. Hawaii 5-0 theme. Saturday. Play it every game from here on out. You got Saturday. You got BYU. You got UCF. Meanwhile, Chris, talking about his home life, endorses the taser. Best thing in baseball tonight, you got a Game 7 Blue Jays and Mariners. James wants to know, did Arizona State expose themselves? No, that would have been awkward. Expose the weakness in the O-line with a stacked box. Missed the post-game show Saturday if it was discussed. You can go back and look. No, the offensive line wasn't exposed. They blocked like crap. They were horrible. They did a horrible job. It wasn't a stacked box. Of course, you could have unstacked it. They just did a bad job. They didn't block. They didn't clean up. They didn't chip. They were bad. The Cody Campbell I will needs to be, I will rethink some of this. No, I'm just kidding. The O-line had a horrible day. Everybody's tried to do a little bit of that against you. But part of the reason why they were able to have a little bit of a bigger front, you kept running your quarterback into the middle of the offensive line. If we're bringing back third down clicker, says Jeff, we have to bring back the Roof Raider. Mystical, almost mythical, the Roof Raider in 1989 and maybe 90 on the north end zone, Letterman's Lounge rooftop, waving on defense a black flag and on offense a red flag. I know who the Roof Raider was. And unless he wants to come out publicly and reveal himself, not like that, I know who he was. More a myth than a man. A running quarterback is most effective on busted plays. Okay, well, that's not a running quarterback. That's a quarterback who can run. That's Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is a quarterback who can run. He's not a running quarterback. I like quarterbacks who can run. I don't like running quarterbacks. The clicker says James should be our version of Hell State Cowbells. Bring them back. They were annoying. They were awful. They were hideous. Bring them back. Jan finally gets in. She's always late to the party. Everybody that still has a clicker needs to take them to the game Saturday and do the third down clicker thing. They were fun and still, and she still has some of them. I probably do somewhere. Jerry, good teams don't need trick plays, but have we even run one all year? Did they run a flea flicker earlier this year? Did they? No. I thought maybe they had done one. Offense doesn't need trick plays, though. This offense doesn't. Just run your plays. Dallas, if we can't throw tortillas, then the Big 12 needs to stop the noisemaker exemption for Oklahoma State paddles. Tradition. Those only started in the late 90s. They're not throwing anything on the field. They're making noise. They're beating it against the wall. Get over it. They're okay. Mariners or Blue Jays? Don't really care. Quarterback can get out of sync with his wide receivers. So, yes, he needs to play at least the first half Saturday. Disagree. Sorry. Disagree. Morton doesn't get out of sync with his receivers. He'll still throw some with them this week, probably. If he doesn't throw with them this week, it doesn't matter. Disagree completely. 100%. Overrated thought on that front. He's David Collier. He gets in right before I got to get out of here. And I really got to get out of here because I got stuff to do. I think it would be more entertaining if the real Red Raiders played all those students in the banana costumes from Stillwater as opposed to Oklahoma State this weekend. But maybe that's just me. What about the shirtless dudes? They might provide a game. Glenn, Hammond time. I'm going to roll through these real quick. Got to get out of here. Did not get our money's worth on the offensive line. Harsh. Can't argue it. The bad was Texas Tech coaching on good, bad, and ugly. Game plan was bad. The ugly, the offensive line. Mark getting on good, bad, and ugly. The good comes back and took the lead. There you go. That's a GBU right there at the end. And then Lawrence, it's not the same as real time. Sorry, you are wrong. You're going to have to get in line behind my wife and so many other people to say, sorry, I'm wrong. I will disagree, though. Yeah, that's a little bit overrated for a player who's been playing as long and as much and this deep in the season. That's like saying Patrick Mahomes needs to play the fourth quarter yesterday to stay in sync with his receivers. Disagree on that one. You guys are the best. Even Lawrence can something, man. Anyhow, even Lawrence is the best because you guys are hanging out with us. Share this, invite people in. Go to the Facebook pages for United Supermarkets, Extreme Paintless Dent Repair in Lubbock, and McAlpin Chiropractic, and obviously Hat Creek Interiors here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Tell them thanks for being a part of the show, what we do. We're going to archive this tonight on the website, theraiderland.com. Tomorrow, Tuesday's Best in the morning, along with Raiderland hot links and everything else. I'm going to go hang out with Carl Jick-Jag Johnson at Jick-Jag Johnson. We're talking NFL, Monday Night Football. Check it out. It's a Twitter Spaces thing, and it's really cool. All right, we got to step aside for a little bit. You guys are totally 100% the best. Even you, Lawrence. Not you, David.